So when people say to me, well, Guillermo, not everybody watches the videos, I get it. So when you ask them, have you watched the video, when they come in to meet you, just play it on your iPad, play it on your device. Right there, just be ready to go. And even sometimes when people have said that they've seen it, I quiz them a little bit. I say, oh, so which part was your favorite? All of it was really good. Yeah, okay, so let's watch that again. What part did you say was your favorite? Oh, no, I watched a different video. Right, right. So just remember, videos say it better. People don't argue with videos, and they can be shared instantly. Instantly. You got to decide which speed you want to go at. Get permission first. That doesn't mean blast. Text them, call them, Facebook message them. What's the best way to reach you? Do you want me to email it or text you? Ask them, and then they will tell you. Then send the video, then follow up and set up the appointment, and create your own script. This is crucial. You have to know your story within 2 to 3 sentences. You've got to be able to tell someone why you're here, not how great the company is. And this is the difference between AAA ball and being in the big leagues. You've got to be able to tell someone, look, this is what I do and why I'm doing it. And at the beginning for me, it was all about my parents. It was all about being looked at as a professional. And now things are bigger, things evolve. I love telling people that my wife can stay home with our boys. I love telling people that people say, well, what time do you get up in the morning? When my eyes open. That's my answer. Well, what time do you get up in the morning? When my eyes open. It's pretty simple. You know, it's not, well, I got to commute at 5 to avoid the traffic, and those days are over. We literally moved our office so that it is 8 minutes if I hit the stoplight from my new house. 8 minutes. No highways, on purpose. Why? Because it's our business. I put in my dues, and now it's time to play. And then guess what we're looking to do? We are going to teach other people how to do the exact same thing. So what took us a long time to do, we're going to have people doing it in 14 months rather than 14 years. And I want you to have that same attitude. And if you have any doubts about this, how quickly can you teach people how to do it the way you've been doing it? And that's the reality check I had to have with myself. I was struggling. I was not having fun, because when people would say, oh, you're amazing, you're so good, that was code for, I can't do what you do. That's what it was. If you're the best presenter on your team, you're in trouble. Because when you go on vacation, you're out of business. I feel like I'm preaching. Hey, amen. Yeah. All right. So here's an example here. I work in the literacy space. We're teaching people how money works. Our company's expanding in the area. And I would be specific. What's this area called? Orland Park?
Oak Brook.
What is it?
Oak Brook.
Oak Brook.
Who?
Just say
Oak Brook.
Yes.
Oak Brook. All right. Well, what I'm going to start doing is asking my clients, who do you know in the Oak Brook area?
Stop it.
And then I'll start referring them. Did I say it right? Because you guys are going to use this system, right? We were talking about maps at dinner. And have you ever had a concern of mapping somebody somewhere, and then you're like, oh, God, how are they going to be trained? Well, not that guy. I didn't strike a nerve at all, did I, back there? All right, good. Anyway, you gotta ask them. Look, after you take a look, I'll call you tomorrow and I get your thoughts. It's so laid back. It's non-invasive. Here's the mode. Here's the system you want to follow. Is conversation, video, conversation, and then maybe you send them another video, and then BPM. So I got asked a question about BPMs and structure and all that. Monday nights, we do trainings primarily on the system. That's where our team gets together. We do it from 6:30 to 7:30, and Thursday nights is more of our system, or our product training. And that's from 6:30 to 7:30. We used to do Saturdays, but I got a kid in T-ball. He's got games every Saturday for the next quarter. So guess what? I can do what I want. So we now, and guess what? The team's pumped because they don't have to be at the office on Saturday. And they're even more pumped because they're saying, can I run appointments on Saturday? No. No, don't close business on Saturday. Of course. Absolutely. So I'm at every T-ball game for my kid. I'm there sitting like I'm one of those geeks that sits in the back, but I'm not a coach, but I want to be a coach. Now I just need the short polyester shorts and pull my socks up to my knee a little bit, and then I'll be just like the coaches were for me. But you get the idea here. Conversation, video, conversation. Notice, this does not work if you don't have conversation. It doesn't work. So when people say, oh, well, they're changing things. No, we're not. We're just making it easier, more efficient, easier, more duplicable. Stop worrying about what works and worry about what duplicates. That is probably one of the biggest messages I can give you. Send one video. If you don't get an appointment, drip the other videos on them over the next couple months. Use the blogs, use the different tools that we've got available, and then create your own sequence. Find out what works for you. So we'll close with this is 4 ways to talk to more people. Number 1 is talk to strangers, and this is just showing you the change your literacy, change your life piece. These are 5 quiz questions, and this is a great way to be able to ask people, do you know how money works? If they say yes, what are you going to do? Challenge them to take the course. If they say no, what are you going to do? Challenge them to take the course. That's pretty tough, isn't it? Challenge people to take the course. The quiz. And if they take that quiz, it takes about 3 minutes to do. Actually, this really takes about 5 minutes total. 2 minutes for the video, and then 3 minutes to do the questions. And if you haven't yet done them yourself, do them yourself. And then what happens is there's even a button at the bottom where they can push to call you for an appointment. That's pretty slick. And then from changes, and just one of the perks of having very good friendships with Andy and Tom is there's some things that are going to be coming here in the near future, because what happens obviously through WealthWave is pioneering onto the WFG side, where there's going to be ways to pair your calendar up with Google Calendar. It's going to be pretty sweet.
That's good.
Where they're going to be able to push a button, and then you can show what you want to have available for that particular client, or for people that come in like through an opt-in, and they can schedule an appointment in your calendar. You'll be like, who in the world is Bertha Jones? I don't know, but she has a rollover. We'll take it. I mean, it's wild. It is wild, and it's coming. I mean, I'm not going to even remotely tell you that it's not a possibility. And then, by the way, if you look at these email campaigns here, there's a button for Twitter, there's a button for LinkedIn. Control your marketing. Google yourself and just ask yourself, do you like what you see? Yes, sir.
Can you just take 30 seconds on Andy and what he did and what he actually does and why this stuff is so good?
Well,
Andy
Andy
joined the team. You know,
yeah, I mean, Andy went to Virginia Tech, graphic design, just guru. Probably one of the smartest individuals, if not the smartest person I've ever met. And basically, his whole entire background is marketing. So he's been marketing these tools to other entities, financial services companies and whatnot. And to tell you how committed he was, he said, for me to do the best job possible for WealthWave and now WFG as well, I need to go get licensed. I need to go get in the field. I need to go be part of what this movement is doing so that I can do a better job for the company. How crazy is that? So you know what he did? He took it a step further. He said, well, if I'm going to do this, why don't I go talk to people that I know that have agencies and tell them that if they want access to the WealthWave system, they can pay me a lot of money to do it, or I could offer them being part of our company for $29 a month. Andy has now 4 direct SMDs to him. His first override check was $12,000.
I heard you say it.
He has 200 licensed people on his team. Graphic design guy. Does it work?
Yep.
Nah, it just works for him, not me. That's crazy. I didn't talk about that earlier.
no, but it's a powerful story. And he did that in how long?
I think he did it in like 8.5 months.
Wow.
And how many states is that?
I think he's in like 17 states now. Could he have done that by driving around
No.
and bringing a flip book or flip chart?
He doesn't write personal business. I just want everybody to know he only overrides.
His first override check was $12,000. He said, can I get some of that? He goes, haven't you been listening to every webinar I've been giving about this system? So I'm stoked when I hear stories like that, and you know, I mean, just to have partnerships like this, what he's doing is not just to sell us on his $29 a month. What he's doing is he's become part of our crusade. He's become part of it. He's now in big time. So when we have conversations, it's never conversations about what's going on with this. It's more conversations on, hey man, can you walk me through how to field train and how are we doing this? And how, so we're bouncing ideas off of each other all the time. And Angelo, I'll share with you a lot of the stuff that's going on. I mean, it's pretty wild, and then he can obviously share with everybody. But it's just great. Like we're doing a Super Saturday flyer, and I mentioned to him, here's what we'd like to have on it. He puts this thing together. It looks like a invitation to go to the White House. And I mean, I'm like, man, this is unbelievable. He goes, okay, so here's how you change it. Take the picture here. I'm so grateful that we have those kinds of relationships. So there's a lot of marketing, and he makes it look beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So just remember, it's not how conversation what the stranger starts that matters most, it's how it ends. And number 2 is reach out on social media. Control your social media pictures. I didn't talk about this earlier either, but I mean, if your profile picture is like you giving a kissy face on Facebook, just take it off. Let me put it this way, I'm not going to invest my money with you. I'm not coming to your meeting, and I'm not going to hear anything you have to tell me about anything professional. All right? If it's you and I see a headrest in the background as your profile picture, change it. Okay? Put up a good picture. I mean, and it's cool. Sorry for being overly blunt, Angelo.
No, they're used to it. Trust me.
I mean, it's like you've got to control. People are looking to try and find and poke holes into you. So you can't give people reasons. You know, you're in the financial business. You're getting people to want to trust you with some of their most valuable assets, if not all of their most valuable assets. So you got to earn that a little bit. So control your pictures on social media. Obviously, I don't respond to anything or post anything political. Nothing. Zero. Ever. Because you hit like on someone's post about like what Trump did or what Hillary thinks or what Obama said about this, and then someone else sees it, you just basically shot like half of your clients.
That's right.
It doesn't matter which way you vote. I don't really care. But the point is I'm in the business of appealing to people to discuss money with me. You know, so, or their career. So I don't want them to think because I vote one way or the other. Anyway, I don't want to pontificate. And then ask for referrals, number 3. Everyone you know is a referral source. Everyone. Literally everyone. If someone says no, then you can ask them, who do you know that's more entrepreneurial? Who do you know that's not as fortunate as yourself? When someone tells me they love their financial advisor, they're the greatest, I didn't lose anything in 08, I'm in a perfect position, that's fantastic. Most people I know are not as fortunate as you. Who comes to mind that isn't as blessed as you are? I mean, you kidding me? I seriously have to get somebody to say no to me 7 times.
Right.
Just literally, get away from me, I don't like you. You stink. Anything. They gotta, I mean, it's just, you gotta know the rebuttal game. Number 4, that's not coming up yet. Don't waste time on bad fit people, but spend time with the best referrals. Everybody knows a few sharp people. And then number 4 is networking meetings. There's all kinds you can go to. The greatest question I have ever learned for getting referrals is, if you were me, how would you go about meeting more people like yourself? If you were me, how would you go about meeting more people like yourself? Because they're obviously going to introduce you to people similar to who they are. Now ask the right people, obviously. So this is what the Stay in Touch funnel looks like. You get an idea, you send a video, maybe an email, maybe a text, follow up on the computer, maybe do a Zoom. You get the idea, and what it's all filtering to is the BPM. The BPM is just the icing on the cake. So to answer your question very specifically, I treat that 28-minute video like my BPM. That's what I do. Whether I play it for them live, whether they hopefully watch it before they meet with me, I tell them before we meet, I'd like for you to watch the 28-minute video. I don't call it that. I say the perfect wave. I'd like for you to watch that and write down every question you can think of. Because that now has done 95% of the work for me. And I don't have to say all that stuff now. And then I have them write all their questions down, I answer their questions, and then I say, let me learn more about you. And then we go straight into the hiring interview. Does that make sense?
Yeah, just what is a Monday night, should the guests come down, that, would you have a room then where you hit play and people sitting there watching the video, or is it more of a recruiting process? The idea of Zone is 70% of a decision-making thing?
Monday and Thursday is just training.
Okay.
Just training. Our interviews are all conducted one-on-one.
Okay.
Okay.
And so throughout the week, people are really any time of day watching the BPM, and you're just answering questions one-on-one and getting them started.
Yes. And as I've been standing here, I got 3 text messages from people in our base saying, wanted you to know I coded blank, blank, and blank. I need you to go on WFG and approve them. So it works.
Yeah.
Okay, it works. And by no means are we a recruiting giant, like we're not hiring 100 people a month. But we're recruiting a good maybe 10, 15, 20 a month. But they are people that are committed. So out of that, and I'm not telling you to change your ratios. I'm just telling you because you know how it's going to be. Out of every 10, 2 stick. But what if you could improve those just a little bit? And why I say that is because hopefully all of you are looking at this saying, I can do that. I can push a button, push it in the text. Even if you don't if you still have a flip phone, we can still help you. We can still help you. We have 2 people on our team with a flip phone. So I asked them to leave, come back in when they have a new phone. Okay? You can please go home now, go get a new phone, go to the AT&T or Verizon store. But all that BPM is, to me, you've just got to ask yourself, how many times a day do you want one to run? That's it. How many times a day do you want a BPM taking place? And for me, it's 24/7. 24/7. So stay in touch. And what I would do just as a game plan is I would take an hour a day and focus it on prospecting. Remember how we talked about maybe you do 5 contacts, 5 follow-ups, 5, whatever it is you decide, take an hour a day to do that. If you need to go work on your social media, pull me up on LinkedIn. My whole LinkedIn was approved. I got it from a guy named Bobby Garcia, who is a $500,000 earner in our company. It is totally approved for compliance, and just look at it and mimic it if you choose to. It's already been approved by compliance, and that is just, I thought it was pretty cool. So control your LinkedIn, get a professional message up there. If you're doing Instagram and all that other stuff and Snapchats and whatever all that is, I mean, I would stick to the main 4 if I were you. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. Those are primarily the ones that Andy Horner guides us on. Instagram is geared more towards personal. Facebook, a little bit on both. I don't sell any, I don't even put where I work on Facebook. That's me. You know, it's all about my kids and my family and the life we live. I'm not a guy who goes to the gym and grabs a dumbbell and flexes in front of the mirror and snaps a shot. That's not me. We were laughing about some of those. I got a whole bunch. I got albums I can show you, Angelo. I'll send you one every day. And we're just not in that. I mean, we're in the Midwest, you know. That's just not. I'm not going to take a picture of my license plate with me standing next to it like this. That's just not how. That's not what I want to recruit people into our business. Okay? I want them to get caught up in the crusade. And then obviously spend the time leading the team. You've got to take this. The best way to lead your team is do it and get results. Somebody had asked the question, well, how do I change my team to get onto this system? You know what you need to do? Give birth. Go wide. Go get new people. Get results with those new people. And then guess what the older ones will start doing? Oh, that's that thing you were talking about. How does that work again? Oh, now I get it. Just do that. Go win so big, let your checks do the talking for you, and then everything else will fall into place. You'll find out who's really on your team. Have you ever realized when you make your list, you find out who your true friends are?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with that thing too. It hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When you say, oh, well, this person, I swear they're going to meet, they're going to be great, they're going to be on my team, they're going to invest everything they got, and then they don't even call you back. You find out who your friends are. It's hard. But it's the same thing with this too. You've got to do a bold move. And I will tell you, it's going to be controversial. I mean, it's still controversial within WealthWave. Mark, is that a fair statement? It's still controversial. Because here's what happens. When you make a lot of money doing it one way, it's really hard to change. And that's why I'm the most dangerous dude, in my opinion, in WealthWave. Because I make just enough money to get by, but I'm pissed off because I want to make a mill. So you got to decide where you rank there too. And I am pushing hard, and this is where one of my buddies in Vegas, we're like neck and neck pushing each other, is simply because we want to go out and do it big. We want to do it really, really big all the time, and that's why lead the team by what you do. So here's our system monetized, and this hopefully hits home for you guys. How am I good on my time here? Angelo?
You're good.
It's 9 o'clock. I started at 2 o'clock.
I'm not going to let you leave.
I showed my wife the itinerary for today, the flyer. She goes, wait a minute. That's 5 hours of speaking. What are you going to talk about for 5 hours? And I said, I guess I'll make something up. So I was at the office till 10:45 the night before, putting slides together. And Angel's like, no, that's okay. You don't have to talk that long. Don't worry about it. Well, that's obviously panning out, right? So, slave driving. Just because I'm a minority, brother. I see. All right. So people want to know. People want to know the facts. They want to know how it works. They want to know why it matters, how to use it, who you are, how much it costs, how hard it is, if it's cool, how much can they earn. And they all want to know that immediately. They want to know it right now. So if you can't deliver that, We got to find a way to do it. So today, everyone questions everything. Would anybody disagree with that statement?
No.
And then here's where they question it even more. And this is old school scenario of disaster stuff. Because you get excited. What happens when you get excited? People jump to conclusions. Man, we gotta go back to the old school system here. Jump to conclusions. Then they ask you questions. You answer those questions. Usually wrong. Then what happens? The ultimate result is failure. And then you say, oh, I don't know about this thing. I don't know if I can do this. Well, now you don't have to worry about it. Because this, gosh, I love this slide. It's so good. So, some of you remember this from earlier.
Yes.
They don't want to go to a mysterious meeting until they know exactly what it is. Why is that? You guys ready for this one? Because they don't know what to expect. They don't know what to expect. They don't know if you're offering free hugs at this deal. And if they don't like Stephen King, or what was that clown you were telling me about, Amy?
Yeah.
I had I had no idea. Angel was telling me, he's like, man, clowns in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yes.
So maybe I'll put like, I don't know, maybe I'll change the slide next time I come back.
Only for Chicago.
But, I mean, listen, yeah. I gotta come up with another one. But how real is this? Come out to a meeting. Come learn what we're doing. I swear you're gonna love it. And then you should cut this out and put it at the front. Free hugs.
That's our new team logo.
I'm gonna tell Andy, that's the team logo. That's the team logo right there. So here's how the first 7 days work, okay? You send a video out, and then you jump into a flipbook presentation, and we'll get you a copy of that. That's basically an interview. You can do your own interview, whatever works. Key is, intrigue them, get them into the office, follow up with them. And I'm going to go through all these pages real fast because we don't have time. And then we go into the overview, or BPM, either or. And then what you do from there is you get them started. You get them up and running. You get them AMA'd, you get them through the system. The website is wealthwave.com/setup. Get their website, get them up and running. You don't even have to do it. It's like the Genius Bar. If you look at a lot of the stuff that Andy and his team does, it's very Apple-ish.
Yep.
You know, if you go to Apple and type in the Genius Bar where you set up an appointment, go to the Apple store, it's the same thing. Where do you think Andy got it from? He's like, hey, you know what? Let's do very Apple stuff. So what they do is they will actually set up your new associate for you at no cost, and then they're up and running. And then they're up and running. And I got asked this question before, what if somebody new doesn't do it? Usually what we do is when someone new is getting started, we're not a huge fan of people spending money before they're making money. So what we do is we say, save the 29 bucks, let's go out, you can leverage our website, our leaders' videos, okay, just share them from our site and say, here's who I'm working with. Go get your butt license and let's go get 10 appointments done and become a client, make money, and then you can invest in your own business. Okay? So it's an easier way to leverage it. And then you move into the product. And this is something I'm going to go through very, very quick. But we'll just close with the lead generation. All this is a lead generation system. It's just a funneling of a system. That's all we're talking about here. And then as we close out here, I just want you to understand that you should not expect your sales and recruiting to explode just by having videos on your website and social media. It's when you get in the trenches of relationship development with a more one-on-one strategy that you'll get the business growth that you're looking for. And what I'll tell you, and I mentioned this to the group before, my income has doubled since we've been using this. I'm having a lot more fun. I have Saturdays with my kids. I basically, here's my schedule. Monday through Thursday, my wife knows I'm not home for dinner. I'm working half days. And I don't mean 9 to 3. I mean I'm working 9 to 9. Why is that? Because we're consistently making $25,000 to $30,000 a month. You can buy support here. I promise you. Oh, well, I don't agree with that. My wife won't like it. Go make 25 grand this month. Then let me know. Go make 30 grand next month. Friday's check should be about $24,000 that's going into my bank account. You think my wife's going to complain about it?
Nope.
Well, I don't know if your schedule's working, honey. And guess what? You know what's available? Dinner every time I come home late. A guy named Jack Lindner said that early on in the business, this was a great line, early on in the business, my wife would say, the kitchen closes at 7. So if you want dinner, you better be home at 7. And then he said, I started making $50,000 a month, and then all of a sudden, Linda had the kitchen open all the time. All the time. Kitchen was open all the time. So do not be fooled. You can buy support here. If you're saying, oh, well, my wife doesn't like what I'm doing, or I'm staying too, go make some money. Go make some money. Put the pity party away, stop crying, and go make some freaking money. Now you can do it instantly. Instantly. So are there any questions before I show you guys the team video? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the 25 list. Thank you for sharing about the renewing vows and getting married, because I found, actually my teammate who's watching found an old BFS book. I was actually going to use that old, do you know your appliance repairman? The
Memory
elevator
jogger.
operator?
We
you
still
know?
use that, yep.
But I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use the, you know, the wedding thing. But, okay, so I have a 25 list, and then do I tell the person, let's call these people and say you're going to send a video to them about what you might be doing now?
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Exactly what we talked about, the encounter.
Okay.
I'm excited, I'm getting involved in a new business, or we're looking
But
at...
this is with the new teammates, so they're going to make the call in front of you.
Absolutely.
To them,
Because if they don't make it in front of you, are they going to make it?
No.
No. And then you get them a result instantly. It's no longer setting an appointment. It's making the call to watch the video, then you follow up the next day. Then you set the appointment with them as their leader.
Got it, thank you.
Make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so when you're doing the hiring interview process, you're doing the get started interview, are you playing the leadership factory video, walking through the 6 steps, kind of steps away from maybe the 5-day campaign idea, but rather...
Yeah, we do not do the campaign at all.
Right, maybe we've evolved past that and now doing leadership, like the texting of videos and focusing in one-on-one and in that, right?
Right.
Okay.
So instead of writing down a list and contacting it never, which is what we did before, what we now do is we build a top 25 list. You guys are laughing because you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Sure.
Now we build a top 25 list and contact them that day.
Right.
That day.
Cool.
Big difference. And nobody can say no.
Right.
What are they going to say? No, I would go to your wedding, but I'm not going to watch a video. That's why you start with the most important people. I'm really excited about a career change. You know, I'm looking to find some more leaders. We're looking to grow. Whatever you want to say. I mean, the gist is there. Okay. Any other
That was
questions?
a big challenge initially because you were like, what the heck? It takes like 3 days, 2 weeks to get set up and onboarded on the whole WealthWeb campaign for the person, but really you're borrowing your videos
Yeah.
for the new guy.
Here's the other thing too. When you do the $29 a month, you can set up 5 profiles on there. I don't know if you guys knew that.
No.
You can set up 5 profiles on the WealthWave deal right away. So you can take other people's pictures and create different profiles on your one account,
Yeah.
which is pretty slick. So now you just, I mean, it's ridiculous how easy it is. So I've got just a constant evolution of new people getting started, and then here's what you ideally want. You want people to say, I love the videos, but I don't want to see your ugly face when I send them out. That means they're ready to get their own. Okay? Rather than, oh, you got to do this. You can't afford to not do it. You can't afford to not do it. Because if you're competing against someone, especially in Chicago, and they've got a stronger web presence than you, and we talk about this all the time with our people in Cincinnati, is that what makes you different from the person 3 miles down? What makes you different? So you got to find that. Yes, question?
So in your team, you never use that 5-day?
Never.
Okay.
Never. Here's why, because I don't want to get one email every single day for 5 days, because I have, anybody can beat me. I have, let me see how many unread, I have 18,551 unread email messages.
Okay.
I have 42 unread or listened to voicemails. I don't even listen to my voicemails anymore. It's just text me. Text me. Text me. Did I answer your question on that one?
Yeah, because I want him to get an iPhone because I have.
Here's what I would tell you.
We'll talk to them later about it.
Go make some more money and then buy him an iPhone.
That's what
And write it off. And write it off. Okay, any other
And
questions?
I'm like using it, I'm like, am I going to pretend I'm going to be you? Because they're going to sell my cell phone number, not your cell phone number.
So all that time you're spending thinking about it, you could have sent 5 videos out.
Yeah.
And that could have made you money to go buy an iPhone.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. All right.
Okay.
Should I do this? Should I do that? How about don't think?
Yeah.
Send a video. Good? Any other questions? Sorry if I'm so shy.
I'm back.
Introverted. All right, let me play this for you guys. This is a work in progress, but I want to get your thoughts on this. This is something we're pretty proud of, and we're going to be, every time we go down to Atlanta, which is every 2 months, we are working on evolving this video. It's pretty slick. Yeah. It doesn't have sound. Of course it has sound. I brought my own system.
Could you imagine if half your family members,
friends, or loved ones could not read?
what if 2 out of 3 of them couldn't read something as common as an email
or text message or a greeting card? They wouldn't be able to order lunch from a menu
or enjoy the pleasure of a good book? Literacy can open the door
For unlimited opportunity.
Or slam it shut and leave you with the future of frustrations.
Currently, 2 out of 3 people in the world are financially illiterate.
And the United States ranks 14th in the world for financial literacy.
And most of our competitors want less clients but with more money.
The average age of financial professionals is late 50s.
Many have an expiration date on their businesses.
Sound like a difficult task? It is.
And that's why it can only be accomplished
by a company with capacity,
determination,
and vision to take on such a fight.
And that company is us. WealthWave.
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 And you better believe we're fighting to win.
Ownership in the world's largest industry, even the smallest percentage, what would you do with it? So I encourage you, learn more about WealthWave today, where you can build a life and a business as big as your dreams.
What do you guys think of that? See, the 2-minute was cool with me yapping. I didn't like it because I don't like looking at myself. Did you hear the music and how that was? You think Andy and Carlin had anything to do with that? Yeah. Is that marketing ridiculous? Wow. So now we're using this as a recognition for our new people when they are now part of our leadership team because they're in the game. You got to learn the business, but you got to get legal. So once we build that up, and we're going to take the whole 2-minute segment and just build it up. Did you catch the questions in there?
Yes.
How great is it that I don't even have to say them anymore? I don't even have to say where you can build a life and a business. I just say it on the video.
Do you? Because I heard you say you didn't say license. You said get legal.
Meaning if you're not licensed, you're not legal. Yeah.
I mean, you said it on purpose, you know.
Because
sometimes when people say I got to get licensed, we need licensed. Yeah, to make money in the business, you have to legally be licensed.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. Yep. Pretty slick, huh?
Yes.
Has this helped a little bit tonight?
Yes.
Yeah. And today, and for the last 7 hours?
Yes.
Thanks, man.
Give a big hand to Mr. Guillermo. If we would have sold tickets, then I probably would have only let you like maybe an hour. But I had to pay all this money to fly him here. I wanted to get my money's worth. So we got, listen, I saw Guillermo speak. It's interesting. He was like, I was pretty well in the business when he was just kind of starting off. I was already pretty established. And he was like a guy that would come to the Super Saturdays and I'd be like one of the main presenters, And now he's my guest speaker. And I could tell you this, we've had a lot of speakers. I'm not taking nothing away from him, but this dude, he's the best guy we've had out in a long, definitely this year. Honestly, man, we really, because we can all hypothecate all we want. He's doing it. And those of you that ask the most questions, I hope you send the most videos. Because a lot of us, we get this attitude.